Tom Brady's good at football. And
True.
What we saw last night was a total team effort. Okay. What we saw last night was something that I don't think anybody saw coming, with all due respect to you, Mike Del Tufo, and all due respect to my NFL Game Day morning colleague, Michael Irvin, who lone wolfed the Buccaneers yesterday. With all due respect to him and all the crowing he was doing on our text exchange, and as well he should. He was right, and you should too, Mike. A blowout is not what anybody saw coming. Nobody saw coming an absolute tail kicking, which last night was an absolute boat racing of the defending Super Bowl champions. The worst the Chiefs have looked in the Mahomes era. The worst Mahomes has looked, the worst beating he's taken since his Big 12 days. Yeah. You know, no touchdowns. 0 touchdowns for the offense that is captained by Patrick Mahomes and has Kelsey and Hill. 0 touchdowns for the team who in week 12 got 200 yards receiving from one wide receiver in that building. 0 touchdowns for the coach who, if you give an extra week, that is the old saw about Andy Reid, give him an extra week, look out. So, yes, Tom Brady is the GOAT. And as you know, I thought his legacy was sealed before Super Sunday. It was sealed as he was beating Green Bay. It was sealed before it. It was sealed in many ways before he decided to leave New England, I think. And now just reinforced. I'll repeat it again in case you're somehow new here to the Rich Eisen Show. The Tom Brady legacy is too much is never enough. Too much is never enough. He wins 3, got to do it again. He wins 4, got to do it again. He wins 5, got to do it again. Honestly, think about this. Think about this. A 40-year-old quarterback once upon a time was a marvel in the NFL, a medical marvel in the NFL. And
only
also,
a handful of guys.
Right, and you would basically say the 40-year-old quarterback in the NFL is like what Breeze was last year and most of this year as he was turning 41, right? Is somebody who's still got it and still has a chance to win it. Favre with Minnesota. Okay, slinging it around, still has a chance to win it, and if they win it, that'll be that. And if they don't, maybe their skills begin to diminish, as we were talking about Breeze this year. There's no doubt, like you didn't even need to ask him this week. There's no doubt even after the game. There's no doubt that a 43-year-old Tom Brady is going to keep doing it again. And there is some doubt, maybe in some people's minds, that he'll be able to achieve it. I had doubt that the Bucs were going to win yesterday because I thought this Chiefs offense was the hot newfangled thing, as we've seen since Mahomes started being the starter there. I thought they had that extra step up in the weaponry. And when it all came down to it, both tackles being out and the Bucs' incredibly talented front seven took care of business. Took care of business. Patrick Mahomes, according to ESPN stats and information, pressured on 29 of his 56 dropbacks. That is a 51.9 percentage rate. Pardon me, 51.7 percentage rate. That's a record for the Super Bowl. No one's ever been more pressured in the history of the Super Bowl than Patrick Mahomes. And next-gen stats. The AWS folks powered this statistic our way. On his dropbacks last night, Patrick Mahomes, in his 56 dropbacks last night, ran for his life, as Jim Nantz kept saying in the broadcast.
Yeah.
He ran for 497 yards, running around seeing Barrett in his face and Pierre Paul in his face and sue everybody. Everybody, you name it. Running for his life and still making remarkable throws parallel to the ground to hit his receivers in the hands. There was a lot of dropsies last night. Mm-hmm. But this photograph we have on the screen is Mahomes parallel to the ground on a 4th and 9, throwing to the end zone and hitting his running back receiver, Darrell Williams, in the hands 30 yards away on the goal line. And it went through his running back receiver hands and hit him in the face mask. Team effort. Team effort. The Chiefs were way off last night. Way off last night. All of it. Now, I know everyone's going to be talking about some officiating. I thought the holding penalty on Evans that wiped off an early Brady interception, I did not like that call. I didn't like the Chris Jones unsportsmanlike conduct call. I thought the refs came out tight last night, quite honestly. Everybody comes out tight in the Super Bowl. Sometimes the officiating crew does too. And Tyrann Mathieu was getting upset. 8 first-half penalties on the Chiefs. And I just love everybody out there. Well, the NFL is setting things up for Brady. Yeah, just like Deflategate, right?
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways.
Right?
Okay? Can't have it both ways. Exactly. That the NFL screwed over Brady in Deflategate, but deep down they still pine for him and demand the officials throw laundry 8 times in the first half to bail Tom out.
Come on.
Refs just came out tight yesterday, I thought. I thought they came out tight. Yeah. And then the Chiefs just kept making mistakes. They made mistakes. They dropped balls.
Punts. And they don't do that.
They shanked punts after a penalty wiped out the punt that actually after the punter drops the ball, picks it up, boots it.
Boom.
And the Chiefs now have the ball on their own 30, which is a remarkable flipping of the field after the referees, I think, made the proper call to deny them on 4th down. I do not believe the Bucs scored on that 4th down.
I don't think so either.
So they flipped the field and then penalty. They got to kick it again. Shank. Kicking game penalties, just all sorts of penalties. Andy Reid firing off a timeout at the end of the first half that turned out to bite him in the behind. I'll just say this. And I know folks might think it's, unfair, but I love the guy and I love everything about him. But it looked like a Philadelphia Eagles Andy Reid team last night in the Super Bowl.
Whoa.
All the things that Philadelphia fans were like, oh, God, this play call, oh, God, that decision, oh, God, these mistakes. All those things that have gone away, and appropriately so, because the guy, I think, is a Hall of Famer. And this is not knee-jerk reaction. I just saw what happened last night. And the Chiefs have a hugely bright future in front of them. But what we saw last night was a total tail kicking and a complete team effort. Bucs defense, Brady throwing it to Gronk twice for scores. Now Gronk and Jerry Rice are the only players in Super Bowl history to have multiple touchdown games in multiple Super Bowls. How about that stat?
Yeah, Gronk, first player to catch a pass in 5 Super Bowls.
Tom Brady, remarkably, when he hit Gronk for that first quarter touchdown, the first quarter touchdown of Tom Brady's Super Bowl career, 10th time's the charm. All working last night. Antonio Brown, touchdown. And then Leonard Fournette, touchdown. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.